Hey guys, what's going on? What's up, film junkies? Today I'm going to be reviewing Steve Jobs, re-reviewing Steve Jobs. You guys have seen the video. I did review Steve Jobs back on Thursday. I really didn't like how the way it turned out, so I thought I'd redo my review. Having seen the film twice, I'm gonna be reviewing Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is directed by Danny Boyle, stars Michael Fassbender, Seth Rogen, Kate Winslet, Catherine Watterson, and a bunch of great actors, and is written by my favorite screenwriter of all time, Mr. Aaron Sorkin. And what this movie is about, this is about Steve Jobs telling through his life of three major press conferences, backstage of three major press conferences, including the first one, which is when the first computer was invented, the next, and the first iMac, and basically tells through the lives of Steve Jobs and his various kind of ways of how he really was back then. And we have had about two big Steve Jobs movies. If you can say there's been a lot of Steve Jobs movies. There's been documentaries. There's Steve Jobs' Man in the Machine, which was a documentary that I do recommend. It came out earlier this year. That is very well done, and I do recommend checking that out. Then you have the Ashton Kutcher Steve Jobs, which I at first liked the film. Now I just think it's a huge mess because compared to this, it's nothing. So Steve Jobs, how was the movie? The movie was fantastic. This is a movie I definitely recommend people check out because Steve Jobs is the best film I have seen of 2015 so far, and it is a masterpiece, and it is an American classic, and it is the new classic of this decade. This movie is compared to a lot of films like Ex Machina or Mad Max Fury Road. This is a movie that people need to go in and check out because this is one of the year's best movies. This is a movie that is very, very, very much dialogue. A lot of people who love action movies or who love movies like Casino Royale or Fast and the Furious, they won't like this movie because it is nothing but dialogue. But the dialogue and the pacing is perfect in its own because Aaron Sorkin has done movies like this before. You've seen The Social Network, and The Social Network is one of my favorite movies. And you've also seen him do Moneyball in The Newsroom. He knows how to do great stuff. He's never made a bad movie, and this might just be his best work ever. Look, Steve Jobs, you could say how, if you did not like the man or not. I respected the man for who he was. And a lot of people said Steve Jobs was an asshole. To me, he was just trying to make something that had never been done before. Um, let's talk about the film. The performances are top notch. Look, this movie is filled with fantastic performances. Michael Fassbender gives his best performance of his career in this movie, in my opinion. Kate Winslet's fantastic. Seth Rogen is fantastic as well, even in the short times that he's in this movie. Everyone is on the top of their A game in this film. This is probably the best screenplay that Aaron Sorkin has written out of this. The dialogue that he creates these characters, the setting, the story. You can tell from a point of view how this feels like. And as an actor, as an upcoming actor, I could tell from the story and the point of view that Steve Jobs is very, very well done. And then you also got the fantastic direction by Danny Boyle, because originally this movie was going to have David Fincher, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Christian Bale, who all passed on the project. If we didn't get that, we wouldn't have got the masterpiece that we have now. And Steve Jobs is fantastic in its own right. It is a masterpiece of pure fiction. And it's a movie that, even in the scope, that direction that Danny Boyle created, the first bit was like 16 millimeter film and then goes to 33 and then the end goes to digital. That's pure filmmaking, in my opinion. This movie could be a front runner for the best picture and definitely a movie to consider for best picture because Steve Jobs is going to dominate all of the movies this year for the Academy Awards nominations. It's a movie that needs to be recognized for what it is, and it is because of that I'm going to give Steve Jobs a 5 out of 5. It is the best movie I've seen so far this year. It's the next American classic that we're going to see. Like The Godfather, which is my favorite classic film of all time. You aren't going to get something like this in a long time. And this is the Godfather of 2015, of the 2010s. And that's how much I'm saying it, and it's a bold statement, but this is the Godfather of the 2010s. Guys, thank you so much for watching. So, yep, Steve Jobs, 5 out of 5. It is a masterpiece. Go check this movie out if you have not seen. I understand it didn't do as well. It got like number 7. I still recommend checking it out, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back later this week for my reviews of Star Wars and all of that. Looking forward to getting that to you guys. And then until next time, see you guys later. Oh, I want to let you guys know that there will be no show tonight for the Chris Day the Film Junkie podcast, because I had a niece this weekend, so I'm caught up doing a lot of errands, and there will be no show next week, so we will be back on the 8th. So look forward to that, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.